Hey, my name's Mike with Coffee Custom Builds. Welcome to my new shop. This week I wanted to show you how I went from this to this, my new cordless and charging station. I hope you enjoy the video. Thanks. I built the whole charging station out of one strip of 1/2-inch plywood that was 1 foot wide and 8 feet long. This cut can definitely be done on a table saw, but for safety reasons, I prefer to break down my plywood with my track saw. Track saws aren't cheap, but they're definitely worth the price. When people ask why I think a track saw is worth it, I tell them the same thing. Sometimes you need to take the wood to the tool, and sometimes you need to take the tool to the wood. You can definitely do what a track saw does with a circular saw and a straight edge, but the dust collection just isn't the same, and frankly the cuts are better. Next, I took the long strip over to the table saw and broke it down with my giant crosscut sled / coffee table. You can see my cut list in the upper left hand corner of my crosscut sled. I'm very glad I did this for this build. Truth be told, I'm terrible about sketching on my builds, but I'm trying to get better at it. Here I'm cutting all the smaller pieces. I would give exact measurements, but everyone has different tools and they require different cuts. Here's all the pieces laid out. Every single piece of this build shares one same dimension, 12 inches. That's why the initial cut I made off the plywood was 12 inches by 8 foot. Every piece except one, that is, the back piece. It needs to be 8 inches by 20 inches. Here I'm ripping 4 inches off the 12-inch width to get the needed size. With all the pieces cut, I was able to start assembly. For the glue up, I used my go-to Titebond CA glue and quick and thick method. First you apply the glue like normal, and then you put a few drops of CA glue on top of the wood glue. Then you spray the accelerator on the other piece and put the two pieces together. Apply pressure for a few seconds and let go. The CA glue will hold the pieces together while the glue dries, making a liquid clamp. I don't really know the name of all the pieces, but now that the vertical pieces that divide the tools are all glued up, it's time to start attaching the horizontal pieces that the tools hang on. With the base done, it was on to the top. I wanted the sides of the top to have a taper, but I don't have a taper jig, so I had to make one. I marked where I wanted the cut to start and end, lined up those marks with the kerf of my crosscut sled, and double-sided taped the piece to my sled. This method worked perfectly. The tapers gave it a very sleek look. To attach the charging station to the wall, I'm using French cleats. French cleats are very easy to make. You just rip a piece of stock down the middle at 45 degrees. In this case, I used some scrap 5/8 plywood that was 3 inches wide. I cut the pieces down to 20 inches long so they matched the width of the charging station and got to ripping. Though getting an exact 45-degree angle on French cleats doesn't really matter because the two pieces complement each other, I do highly recommend getting one of these digital levels. They're perfect for finding exact angles on your table saw. Next was to attach the cleat to the wall. It's very important that you screw these into a stud. The cleats have to hold a lot of weight, so getting it into a drywall toggle or just the drywall alone just won't be enough. For mine, I used two 2-inch decking screws and sunk it right into the stud. To attach the cleats to the charging station, I used quick and thick and some brad nails. I try not to use fasteners for my builds unless they're absolutely necessary and can be completely hidden. In this case, they were on the back, so it wasn't a big deal. All that was left was to make a hole for the charger cord to go through. Off camera, I cleaned the hole up with a roundover bit on the router table. I also sprayed rattle can lacquer over the whole thing to give it some durability and to make it easy to clean dust off it. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you could like and subscribe and hit the notification bell, that would be awesome. It'd help me a ton. Also, if you have any questions or comments, let me know down below. In the description, you can find Amazon affiliate links to a lot of the items I use every day in my shop. Thanks for stopping by and hope you have a good one.